Today, I got a 5-exercise back and biceps workout for you. And listen, I didn't just pull these exercises out of the hat. Each one of these is designed to build strength, add size, and keep constant tension on your muscles. So stay tuned, I'll break it all down as we go. All right, first up, we're gonna be doing some lat pull downs. Now I'm gonna be using a single 41-inch resistance band folded in half with a high anchor point, and then I'm using the Carbon Pro bar from Clench Fitness, which comes as a part of the Carbon Pro kit, which will have everything you need to do this exercise or this workout today. Now setting this up, super easy. You fold that band in half, pop these carabiners on, we're set up here. Next thing you're gonna need is something to sit on, which is, I just use a bench, you can use a chair, whatever works. And then you're gonna get nice and close, try to get as close to that anchor point or underneath of that anchor point as possible. And then doing the exercise, make sure that your anchor point is high enough so that you have a lot of stretch at the top of this exercise, pulling you, and that tension is pulling your arms and your scapula is in that fully extended position. And then we're just gonna be pulling it down right to our chest, get those elbows behind our spine, big squeeze at the bottom, and then control it on the way up, keeping tension. If you don't have enough tension, you can always just kind of scoot your bench a little bit further away from the anchor point. It's gonna change the angle a little bit, but having tension is more important, I think, than getting the precise angle here. You wanna have tension so that those lats can get nice and stretched out. And we're gonna be doing 3 sets here of 10 to 15 reps per set. Next exercise we're gonna do is seated row, which is basically the same setup. Now we're just gonna move down to a low anchor point, and same thing as before, grab your bench, and now we're gonna get some tension here. This is gonna target more of the lower lats, so that's why it's great to do this exercise. And also you can really load up the tension on this and feel super comfortable. So what I like to do, grab my bar, scoot back so I have a lot of tension, pulling those scapulas, those shoulder blades into that fully extended position. And then I kind of lean back a little bit and lock in those lower lats. You should feel kind of a flex there. And then start squeezing it, pull this in, get those elbows behind your spine. The bar should touch kind of your belly button area. If you need more tension, you can always scoot back a little bit more. Exhale, big squeeze, control it on the way down, keeping those lower lats locked in. Big squeeze. It's all about control here and feeling that squeeze in your back muscles, in the lats. And we're doing 3 sets here of 10 to 12 reps, and make sure you're trying to bump that resistance up with each set. So you're ending your last set, the highest resistance, and that should be the toughest reps. That's like your working set. That's where you go for all the marbles and you fail out somewhere in that 10 to 12 rep range. And if you don't have an anchor point, you can always just wrap the bands kind of right around your feet like this and lean back and do this exercise right on the floor. You're probably not going to be able to go as heavy as you would with an anchor point, but it should still get the job done if you're in a pinch. Next exercise, we're doing some bent over rows, 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Setting this up is super easy with the Carbon Pro kit. So we're using the Clench foot plate, single 41-inch band, and the Carbon Pro bar. That's gonna take up a bunch of tension, allow you to get right over top of this bar. We're gonna stand up, get bent over at kind of a 45-degree angle, making sure you have tension at the bottom of the rep. You need to have tension all the way through this rep, and especially pulling those scapulas into that fully extended position, just like all the other back exercises we were doing. And now the exercise itself is simple. You're gonna lock your angle right here, and now we're just pulling up right to our belly button, get those elbows behind spine, big squeeze, control it all the way down, full extension. Exhale on the way up, big squeeze, control it on the way down. 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. All right, let's move into biceps. We're gonna start out with just your standard old-fashioned standing bicep curl. We're using the Clench Carbon Pro bar and the foot plate to make it nice and comfortable. Now notice how we have 1/2 of the band on top of the board here. That's gonna give us more range of motion and also less resistance than having it being doubled over. Doing the exercise super straightforward. Some key form tips here. Make sure that you get enough tension pulling you down and getting your biceps fully lengthened and stretched out. If you need to bump up at the band or try to take up some slack on the bottom with the plate, do that. And also, we're gonna be trying to keep our elbows pinned to our side here, and then all you're doing is curling this up, Big squeeze at the top, squeezing those biceps, flexing it really hard, and then letting it down nice and slow and controlled on the eccentric. Don't be using momentum to throw this up. We're just using our biceps. Slow and controlled for strength and hypertrophy. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. And when you're doing this, I want to make sure that you're doing that progressive resistance. So the first set, you're going to be doing 15-ish reps with a lighter weight to get warmed up, and then you're bumping up that band size or stacking multiple bands to get to the next set and the final set. And your final set is the working set, where you're going to be on that bottom end of the rep range, around that 12 reps, and you're going to fail. Like at that last 3-4 reps should be like excruciating, big, huge pump in your biceps. That's what we want. All right, last but not least, we got a burner bicep exercise. So right now your biceps are probably nice and full and pumped, and we are going to finish them off with some strict reverse curls. So it's the same setup as before. I bump my band tension down just a little bit because I'm more fatigued now. Get that foot plate kind of close up to the wall, and then we're going to lean up against the wall, putting our back firmly against the wall. And what that's going to do is stop any momentum, any cheating that might happen, and it's going to force all of that tension right into the biceps. Now we're also doing the overhand grip, pronated grip, and that's going to target kind of more of that brachioradialis and brachialis muscle, just to kind of fill out those arms and target a little bit more or a different spot in the biceps. Doing the exercise, again, we're leaning up against the wall, pinning those elbows into our side, and then we're just gonna pivot right at the biceps, at the elbow, big squeeze, and then fight it. Control it all the way down, stretch it out, exhale on the way up, pause at the top, squeeze those biceps all the way down. We're doing 3 sets here of 10 to 12 reps, and I really want you to burn out and focus on controlling that form. Huge quality here, and try to get as high of resistance as possible while still maintaining that quality. And this is just gonna smoke your biceps. And that is how you build bigger, stronger back and biceps with only 5 exercises at home. If your back is pumped up, if your biceps are pumped up, drop me one of those flexy emojis down in the comments. Give me a high five, whatever you want. Also, if you liked what you saw today, be sure to smash that like button. Furthermore, if you want more workouts and content like this, check out the on-screen video links. We have hundreds of video on this Clench Fitness channel like this for you. And if you need any of the bands or accessories, the Carbon Pro Kit from Clench Fitness, head over to clenchfitness.com. We will hook you up, and there's even a little coupon code down in the description if you need it. And thank you so much for watching.